Before we start this video, let's begin in prayer.
Okay.
Father God, thank you for bringing us together to create this content for YouTube, for the people who may be watching us, and forgive us for our hair. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Hi, it's Chelsea.
And Chris.
And we are LBC Party of 5, back with another ShineBright Sunday video for you. Episode, I don't like calling it an episode. What else can we call it, guys? I don't really like episode, but fellowship with the LBC. I don't know. Give us suggestions, please, because I don't like calling it an episode. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We were going to finish up the second part of the question that was received that opened up this series, and that is, how do you respond when faith is used as a weapon against you?
I'll take the lead on this one. Anytime you get to talking about spirituality or religion or morals, finances, taxes, that kind of thing, politics, it gets real tricky. So it's just better, especially when you're talking about, our faith and our spirituality, just to not argue doctrine, theology, that kind of thing. And we were, speaking to our spiritual advisor, and it was just, and we agreed that it was just better to be the living example and just tell our testimony. So that's what I try to do. I haven't been personally attacked about my faith. When I was first beginning to accept the idea that, I was becoming a Christian for real this time, not bootleg, I had a lot of people attack my faith, but not maliciously, but just real subtle. I had a lot of Muslims, I had, a lot of, people of the Jewish faith question my spirituality.
It doesn't have to be like
right, but like
no, it doesn't have to be like that.
But like I would be, reading the Bible, and they're like, "You really believe that stuff that's in that book?" And then I became offended, and that's when I knew that, I really started to believe what was in that book. I was like offended. I'm like, what? Yeah, I believe this. Like, what are you, crazy? Like, I felt offended. So that's the only time I've been, my spirituality has been attacked in that way.
And I don't think I've really, it hasn't been used, or I'm not going to say that it hasn't been used as a weapon against me personally, because there are those, hypocrite Christians that do like to say, well, you're going to hell because you're a lesbian, or you're going to hell for whatever reason. You're a demon child. I've been called that too.
Well, I mean, we gotta tell that story.
I'm not gonna tell that story, but so it has happened. But in the younger years, I used to get offended, or used to be. I was a fighter. I still am a fighter, but I used to really get down when I was younger. And if you said, there wasn't much that you could really say that you can actually get out of your mouth before me fighting with you. So I didn't really get attacked that much. However, when it comes to the spiritual realm, that's when I really feel the attacking. It would be someone that I would trust that, would just stab me, or it would be real subtle, and it would hit you, hit me later on, that, and those type things would be a little hurtful. But as I've grown, and learned more,
it's grown a lot.
At this point, when anybody wants to say anything contrary to what I know is true, I choose not to take it personally. I choose not to take offense to it, because what does it really matter what these other people think of me and where I'm gonna go? You're gonna be the one that's surprised when I'm rolling up in heaven hey, remember me? What do you want me to say? I'm not gonna argue with you till we're blue in the face. There's nothing really to argue about. I know my walk, I know my relationship with Jesus, so that's really all that is important. I just choose not to be offended, and that did take me a long time to learn. It is not easy, because nowadays people get offended by everything. Anything and everything.
Misspellings.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
If I misspeak, something, it's not to be. I am never coming from a place of judgment, or never coming from a negative place. So if I say something wrong, don't take it personal. It's just
right. We're people, and we're learning, and we're growing. So take it easy.
But no, I don't. The only attack that I really feel, like I said, is in the spiritual realm, where other people will be used unknowingly. I'm not saying that they're being, that they're demon possessed or anything, but I know you can identify once you get to that place where you can really see it at work. Like even
you can discern
when we
it,
even when we were putting this, or even had this in our mind to put this type of content out. I have to tell you, can I tell it?
It was such a long week.
It was crazy. I'm not going to get into great detail because it involves other people, but when I tell you that the attack was real, it was real. And different people, I was being contacted trying to, and I can tell, you know what, that's not of God. I'm not going to go down this path because this is trying to deter me. This person is trying to entice me to do something else and, trying to paint the pretty picture and try to make me, go off of this path that I know we're supposed to be going on, which is doing this series.
Right.
So it was that, and then one person just really had me on Friday before this posted, or the first one posted, had me and literally attacked, well, you're not acting like a Christian, I'm so surprised that Jesus is in your heart.
Yeah.
That you just really, and someone that's not even a Christian,
right.
but the language that they used that was literally to attack my faith. I knew right off the bat, as soon as that came out of that person's mouth, I was like, okay, I see you, Satan. Not gonna work. Yeah. Not working today. But it still affected me, and I knew that it was just, just different ways of the enemy trying to deter us from doing this series. But God, I have to say that, but God, there's always a but God. It came to the point where, remember I came home Friday, I was so upset. Not upset, but just like, I just didn't feel right in my spirit. Right, unsettled in my spirit. And in the heat of it all, like I'm about to I feel myself about to be in tears. She had the baby for me, so, I didn't have to worry about that. He was like, just eat something, drink some wine, you'll be fine, And I was feeling better, but I was still in my feelings. Who calls me but that same spiritual advisor that we mentioned in the first video, Minister Jill. Mm-hmm. She called me at that second when I was about to really break down, and I feel like I'm gonna cry again, because in that moment, that's when I see, when you know that God is working in your life, you know it. But to actually see it is a different thing. So I'm feeling the attack of the enemy throughout this whole week, and then to have this call from her, and it was exactly what I needed to hear. That was, God in my mind being like, hey, still got you, still got you. So that it's just amazing to me how it works. So yes, if anybody is trying to use the religion or the relationship that you have with God as a weapon against you, just try not to be offended by it. You have to choose. It's a choice. You have to try not to be offended by it. Kill them with kindness, or just walk away with a smile. That's all you need to do. And you know what? It pisses them off even more. That's not the reason why you should do it. But you have to continue to let your light shine and show them this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to love regardless of what you're throwing at me. I'm still gonna love you. I don't have to agree with what you're saying. I don't have to like what you're saying, but I'm not gonna hate you because of it.
And being in a marginalized group, kind of like the 12 disciples almost, they weren't the most popular in that society.
None of them were priests, none of them were prophets.
And here we are, trying to bring souls to Christ, and those dark corners where you got the dust bunnies, and those people need, they need to be saved. There's somebody out there who feels broken and unloved and hopeless and ready to just end it all because they feel so alone. But you're not alone. God is there, and there's people like us who may be a reflection of them that can come to Christ. So we have the light shines everywhere in all dark corners, even
and
with the
anything
dust
that is
bunnies.
in the dark is always going to be brought to light.
There you go.
But with that said, if this is something that you yourself are struggling with, or you're still not, you're questioning, at the end of every video, we're going to start to, actually, you have that. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to.
Right. If you'd like to begin a personal relationship with Jesus today, please pray this prayer, and then we'll put the prayer at the end of each video. And
again, not trying to sway you either way, but if it is something that you feel like it is for you, if there's something that you see in us and you're like, where do they get that from? This is it.
Right.
That's.
And I remember praying this prayer for the first time, and I wasn't really I didn't really because you have to say it with faith for it to change your life. You really do. So I just read it and I was like, blah, blah, blah. And nothing happened. But when you say it with faith and you believe it and you're just ready to surrender and just give your life to Christ, your life will change instantly. So we'll put that at the end of the video.
So we'll end it there. We do have another question that we will be going over next week. If you have any questions that you have for us, feel free to leave it in the comment box below or email us, which will also be in the description box below. Can't even talk. I apologize, guys. We are tired. That's why we're a little rough today. But we hope you enjoyed this video and you stay tuned because we have a lot more coming. Shine bright, guys.
Bye.
Bye.